The Oskie Show.
I'm Andres, and this is my dad.
Big Andres.
And we talk about sports, and we're going to talk today about how do we feel about the COVID and the NFL and the NBA. Daddy, let's take it from here.
Oh, yeah. So, welcome back, Oskie fans. So today was week 1 of the NFL season of 2020. Now, I don't know if you were like me, but I was a little skeptical if it was even going to begin today. And from what I saw from the early games, even the 3 o'clock games, 3:25 games, I think they did pretty well. Only time will tell to see, after they get done, with the games and after they get tested throughout the week to see, a little bit more data about it. So, I don't know. I still think that we may not be able to finish the whole season, but I'm pretty hopeful. So, as far as some of the early games, obviously we're, Eagles fans. They started off pretty hot, but O-line just couldn't hold up. So you got to give it to Washington. Ron Rivera had them boys playing, and man, they deserve all the credit in the world because nobody gave them a chance. And that is tough for me to say, being an Eagles fan. But you know what? I'm an objective fan, and here we keep it real. We'll always keep it 100. And if our team plays well and they dominate, then hey, we're riding with them. If they lose, and we're gonna break it all the way down. So yeah, it was a tough one to go up 17-0 and thinking that everything was going well. But the offensive line definitely struggled. We didn't have our right tackle Lane Johnson. Our right guard actually got hurt during the game. Rager was one of the bright spots. He caught an over 50-yarder from Carson Wentz early in that first half. And it kind of gave me a flashback of Deshaun Jackson of last year, and anytime we go against the Washington football team, now that they're called that. So there's a couple of things that take away. Stop. Google. But we'll see how it goes. We'll see. It's only one game, so what do you think about that game?
I think we could have done better. But if we had Fletcher Cox, I think we would have probably dominated them. And also,
Fletcher Cox did play, but he can't do it all. Can't do it all,
I just want to say good job to the Eagles. They tried really hard, and today they impressed me.
Yeah, they definitely impressed me as well. Yeah. So I guess we'll see what happens with them next week against the Rams. But the next game that we ended up seeing was
the Saints against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
Exactly. So what did you think about Tom Brady playing his very first game with the Bucs? How do you think he did? Because he started off good at the very beginning, but man, after that, it was a tough one.
I think Tom Brady did good, and like you said in the beginning, but then after that, they were getting dominated by the Saints because Tom Brady threw it and the Saints intercepted it. So I think he pretty had a good run, but I think the Tampa Bay Buccaneers could have done better on the throwing because...
Yeah, I think that a lot of their deal was miscommunication with the receivers. Him and Mike Evans didn't link up, but until very late in the game. Mike Evans was pretty much shut out, but Mike Evans also did come into the game questionable with his hamstring. He did miss last year with that same injury. So, would I have played Mike Evans today? Probably not, because they still got blasted. Like you said, they got dominated today. he came out, got the first 7 points, but after that, it was all New Orleans the rest of the way. Drew Brees came in. He kind of was struggling at the beginning. He also had an interception, but he does have Alvin Kamara, and Alvin Kamara had himself a good game, not only rushing but receiving. So, I guess we'll see how it goes. Tom Brady has way too many weapons to not at least, potentially make the playoffs, but it's going to be tough, especially in that division. Carolina looked good today. They actually got a good win. So I guess we'll see. Again, only 1 week, but, all games count in the NFL. So some of the earlier games as well that I kind of caught my eye.
We kind of saw them.
Yeah, Las Vegas Raiders, the new Las Vegas Raiders, they actually got themselves the first week 1 win. So, I mean, anytime you can get a dub in the NFL, it's big, especially for them, because their expectations coming into this season, I don't know. I think it was a little bit shaky. But, I mean, the team rallied. It was a tough, hard win. But, they stuck through on that one. Another good game was
the Chicago Bears against the Lions. We kind of saw that one at the end in the fourth quarter. And the Lions had the ball. And they threw it. He barely missed it. He was like, and then it just slipped out of his hands.
Yeah.
And then Chicago won.
Exactly. That was like one of the last plays of the game. All you saw was Matthew Stafford throw the ball up to his rookie running back in the end zone. And he has it, tries to bring it in. But anyways, he catches it for like a half a second, drops the game winner. It kind of reminds me of the Jeremy Maclin of last year. You know what I mean? He has it, it looks like he should have it, catch it, drops it. But I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
And was assisting people down. My man just started throwing babies out the window. We was catching them, unlike Aguilar and his mishaps. I like to put that out there.
But yeah, that was a tough loss. That was a very tough loss for the Lions. They could have pulled that one out. But credit Chicago, it was an ugly win, but nevertheless it was a win. One of the other games
was
the Seahawks in Atlanta. That was another good game. Russell Wilson had himself a field day on that defense.
He was doing good.
Oh yeah, DK Metcalf, he had himself a touchdown. Carson, running back, he was looking pretty nice. So I think Seattle's going to definitely be a team to look for this year. Who was the other one?
Packers against Vikings.
Packers versus the Vikings. Aaron Rodgers, for the first time, had 4 touchdowns in his week 1 matchup. So that's all. He's off to a pretty good start there. We'll see if what they did last year will transition to this year. See if that's something that they can build with Matt LaFleur as their head football coach. So I think the NFC is going to be pretty stacked this year with some Super Bowl contenders. What do you think? Yeah.
Yep.
So if you could pick one team. 2 teams that are going to go to the Super Bowl. One in the NFC, one in the AFC. Who do you...
I think Seahawks and Chicago.
Well, they're both in the NFC. AFC, I'll give you these choices. It's going to be the Kansas City Chiefs, the Ravens, the Patriots, who else? Cleveland Browns, the Brownies. That's another name we've been hearing. And then, who's the last one? Who do you think? I think
Bengals?
Tennessee. Nah, the Bengals aren't gonna go there. I say Tennessee Titans because they got a really good running game.
Oh, yeah.
Or you got to pick out of them 5. Who do you think is gonna make it to the Super Bowl?
Titans.
There's the Titans, the Kansas City Chiefs with Patrick Mahomes, the Ravens with Lamar Jackson and that
Ravens.
crew. The Ravens. Okay, and then in the NFC, you got, we got to throw the Eagles in there because, they should be able to do something. They have the Dallas Cowboys, I keep hearing, the New Orleans Saints, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or who's that 5th team? Oh, well then the Seahawks. Who do you think?
Saints and Eagles. I think.
Out of those 2, yeah, those would be some good ones. I think my picks for the Super Bowl is gonna be the Eagles versus the Baltimore Ravens. I think we're gonna have 2 kinds of birds in the Super Bowl this year, baby. That's for sure.
2 birds.
So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I mean, how we always got to pick the Eagles every time. So, whenever it gets down to it, we'll see what else we can see what other selections will be out there as far as the division or whatnot. But I'm really anxious to see, how the Rams and the Cowboys game is going to turn out. I want to see if Dak Prescott is even going to be able to, forget about his whole contract deal and go out there and play ball. I saw him whenever he was at Mississippi State, and I liked him back then. He had some grit to him. He had some dog in him. But, whenever you go to the Cowboys, I can't really root for you. You know what I mean? So we'll see. We'll see if this is Dak's last year, or are they going to get a deal? Is he going to be able to perform to go into next season or in the offseason to really negotiate his big contract? Do you think he should have got his contract this offseason? Because keep in mind, last year he started off hot, the first 3 games. Then after that, he just didn't play up to what he should have. And they didn't even make the playoffs. We did. So do you think he deserved his money? Or do you think he needs to play a little bit better?
So they won 3 games?
Yeah, they won the first 3 games. Then they lost the next 3. Yeah, it was a tough year for him.
I say give him the money because he worked hard to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And football is tiring.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
I can see
have
that.
to run a lot,
They're getting beat up all the time.
And I think they should give him the money. And he won 3 straight games in a row.
Well, yeah, I would probably agree. I want them to pay Dak. He should definitely get his money. That's no doubt. But he does need to also perform.
He needs a little play better.
Yeah, he's got to play a little bit better. He's got to definitely make the playoffs this year. You think if he makes the playoffs, then they'll
give him his money?
Give him his money?
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Yep.
yeah, I agree.
I have also another question. So, will Tom Brady actually be better in other games? Because today was his first time. It was kind of new to him. But he was doing good, but will he do better or will he not?
Next week.
I think he will.
You think so?
Yeah.
Why do you think?
Because he kind of had a rough start against the Saints. The Buccaneers were doing good, but I think Tom Brady will come up by if he throws the ball. You know how Carson Wentz kind of throws the ball to Zach Ertz?
Mm-hmm.
Well, if he throws the ball to Rob Gronkowski.
Oh yeah.
That would be a pretty good team.
Yeah. Well, Gronk didn't really get too many catches today. If I'm not mistaken, I think he only got like 2. But they were tough. They were tough yards. So
I saw one.
yeah.
He went in, and they're like, boom.
Yeah.
They bumped in.
Yeah. They were getting them today. I think they will build that chemistry. You know, he'll definitely have to do that with his receivers, but.
This is new to Tom Brady.
I just don't think that they'll be able to make it to the Super Bowl. You know, like they're in a tough division and they're already down 0-1 on that. So only time will tell. But yeah, now to the NBA. If any of y'all have seen what the Nuggets are doing, the Nuggets were down 3-1 against Utah in the last round, right? Well, they ended up coming back and beating them in Game 7 to go on to the next round. So that's why they're playing against the Clippers. Well, the Clippers were up 3-1. 3-1. And now the Nuggets are in a second straight Game 7. So, mind you, the LA Clippers with Kawhi Leonard, Patrick Beverly, Paul George, Montrezl Harrell, Lou Williams, and the other Rough Riders that they got on that team are going to a Game 7. Could you imagine if they lose this game to the Denver Nuggets? That would be one of the worst collapses that I think I could have ever seen. That's how huge this next game is going to be. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So if they want to go and if Kawhi wants to go and get his 3rd ring with 3 different teams, he's going to have to ball out on both sides of the court. He's going to have to play really great defense. He's going to have to play really efficient offense and carry that team. Paul George, he's going to have at least 30 points and 10 rebounds in that game, at least. So that's a lot of pressure on these guys.
And he could carry his team like Michael Jordan did.
Exactly.
How he saying it's okay. He was complimenting them on the game. I think that's what he's kind of gonna do.
Yeah.
But we don't know yet.
No, but we will be watching.
Yep. And the Milwaukee Bucks against the Miami Heat. The first game, the Milwaukee Bucks was winning, and they won because
No, that wasn't the first game. We won the first 3 games. The Miami Heat did. But then the 4th game, Milwaukee won.
And then
Chris Middleton actually played the game of his life on that one. And the Heat just made a lot of mistakes. But nevertheless, the Heat did come Game 5.
And dominated.
Got the dub. It was a tough one, but Jimmy Buckets, Tyler Hero, Robinson, Gogi, Goran Dragic. Jimmy Butler. They all came through and had a efficient game. So I'm pretty excited about that. Nobody really thought that our Miami Heat would, make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. So, that's gonna be a good test. I'm anxious to see what the Boston Celtics and the Miami Heat series is gonna turn out. I can see that game definitely going at least 6 games. What do you think?
Yes, I think it's gonna be a good game because both of the teams are good.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think is gonna be the difference maker? The one player in that series for Miami. Who do you think?
I think Jimmy Butler.
Yeah? Why? Why do you think he's going to be the difference?
Because I think he's gonna play better. Like try his best, and maybe the coach could like
Eric Spoelstra.
make them pass it to Jimmy Butler, and then they could dunk it or like shoot it. But the main thing that was getting us when we played the Milwaukee Bucks was when all they kept doing was shooting threes, and they never made them. Well, sometimes they did. They were doing
Who didn't
good.
make them? The
Heat.
Oh, in that game 4? Yeah.
They were shooting threes.
Yeah,
but
game 4 was definitely one where when they had at least a 7 8 point lead, they were taking unnecessary shots, shooting threes when they shouldn't have. And like Jay Crowder, I believe, shot a few, missed. Then Milwaukee got a good little run in, and after that they didn't even look back. So yeah, I agree with you on that. I think Jimmy will be the ultimate X factor because he's gonna have to guard Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum on the Boston Celtics is
a good player.
He's becoming such a great player. You know, his time at Duke, he was already a baller. Now in the league, yeah, he's starting to make a name for himself without a doubt. So I think he's gonna have a good series. So it's gonna be a tough one. Whoever goes to the NBA Finals is gonna be, it's gonna be well deserved because you're gonna have a dogfight on your hands. That's for sure. Yeah, we'll see how they do in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think we'll get a few dubs.
Yeah. And also, so the video's about to end, and make sure you hit the subscribe button and give us a thumbs up and hit the bell, and so you can get notification when we unlock new videos. And comment below in the chat, who do you think is going to make it to the Super Bowls? And also notify us on Twitter and Instagram. It's right below.
Yeah, we'll definitely put the links down below to our Twitter. It's at TheOskieShow. So we'll see y'all next time. Peace.